Hello friends, another day and another video. So welcome back to my channel. Before moving ahead, I want to ask you to please subscribe to my channel, like and share it. A subscription to the channel keeps you informed of my new upload. Okay, so if you want to embrace your sense of adventure, if you want to admire the serenity, beauty and tranquility of nature, if you want to enjoy bumping on a horse, riding on a camel, or doing some trekking and hiking, there is no other place other than Ula in Saudi Arabia. I am certain that if you want to be elated with 200,000 years old history, and blend yourself in the culture of various old civilizations, then Ula must be your next destination. In my earlier videos, you explored the hidden treasures of Maidan Saleh, Hegra, Jabal Ikma, Dadan, and many other areas of Ula. This video now takes you to Ula Old Town, which is very historical and reveals many lifestyles of the people of Ula. Let's now embark on a tour to Ula Old Town, followed by a free drive around Ula to see more amazing and naturally formed tombs, cliffs, and rocks. Ula Old Town was inhabited in the 12th century until the 1980s, when its last resident left the ancient village for more modern amenities. So, remained uninhabited for more than 40 years, the town was closed completely in 2017 by the Royal Commission of Ula for excavation and preservation. And now the town is reopened as a year-round tourism site with restored streets, buildings and attractions. An entry to this heritage site is free for visitors. One can drive the car directly to the heritage site, where the car can be parked for free. From the parking lot, tourists are taken on a golf cart to the Old Town site and the Market Boulevard. The Old Town, also known as Dera, which means a town, is an active archaeological site in Ula. Once inside the town, you will see ancient heritage buildings, mosques, and markets dating back about 7 centuries. This town was an age-old settlement on the pilgrimage route from Damascus to Mecca, hence drawing a lot of significance. The houses in Ula Old Town were attached to one another, providing fortification and showing defense was a priority for the early inhabitants. Once a place of nearly 900 homes, 400 shops, and 5 town squares, much of the old town of Ula's mud brick and stone architecture still survives today. Each housing unit is separated by narrow and winding alleys, and the town is divided into 2 districts, Al-Sugag in the north and Al-Haf in the south. Each house was 2-storied. The ground floor was meant for the guests and visitors, cooking and storage, while the first floor had a living room. Why I am showing these open spaces to you? Can anybody guess? What do you say? Oh yes, you got it right. Good job. These are the ventilators made on the top of alleys at a short distance from each other to circumvent the fresh air. Here you see the roof of these alleys and narrow lanes, which are built with the leaves and stems of date palm trees. A very innovative idea to keep the town cool and clean. One more thing, you might have noticed the doors, which were made up of soft wood of date palm. Absolutely amazing. The town was encircled by 14 gates to welcome visitors. They were opened in the morning and closed by the end of the day. The stories of the occupation, oral histories, paintings, pictures, etc. are gathered by researchers, and plenty more to come as new discoveries are made every day. Such stories will be made available to the public someday soon, who can tap into Ula's Old Town's living memory. Those interested in history will be delighted to discover the site was occupied within recent memory, offering unique opportunities to gather and share the stories of disappearing ways of life. Now, before I move ahead, please take a listen what my guide has to say. What masjid?
Masjid Izaam.
Izaam.
The Bone Mosque.
Yeah.
Related to a historical and Islamic story about the Prophet Muhammad. When he passed by this area, he wanted to invent another city, Tabuk city. Yeah. It was said that the Prophet prayed in here, and then he put some bones in front of him so he can pray to the direction of Qibla.
Kaaba.
Yeah, that's why the people call it with that name.
Okay.
Yeah. Now the mosque is not active. They are working on it so they can restore it to be active in further stages. Yeah.
So I'm confused. Like, to go from Medina to Mecca,
Yeah.
you would not come through here, right?
Who?
Muhammad did the hijrah, right?
Yes.
He did not pass through here.
He passed by this area when he wanted to invent Tabuk. Only for that reason. Yeah.
He went to Tabuk, yeah.
Yes. To invent that.
Hijrah was like between Makkah and Medina. But he because alula is far.
Yes.
And at that time, I mean, alula had significance, but not that much as Medina and Makkah. So that's why the hijrah happened between Makkah and Medina. And this thing came, when he was migrating somewhere. So in brief, what she said is, those practicing Islam and taking a trip to the ancient Saudi village can pay a visit to the Masjid al-Izaam, the restored Friday mosque. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, visited this old town and offered prayers in the Masjid al-Izaam on his way to Tabuk. Hence, this place has enormous significance in Islamic history. There is also a castle called the Ula Castle, sitting on a citadel where a bird's eye view of the town awaits you. You can also visit and enjoy a panoramic view of recently conserved homes in the south of the town. This castle is also known as Musa bin Nusayr Castle, whose history is traced back to the 10th century. If you climb to the top of the castle, you will have a beautiful panoramic view of Alula and an opportunity to take amazing pictures. The significance of this castle at the time was for making announcements of lost and found, and also for vigilance. Hence, this castle was built at the highest cliff of Al-Ula. This castle is situated at an altitude of about 120 to 150 meters, if I'm not wrong. So please be mindful if you want to climb the castle. There are around 252 steps that you need to climb, and the same numbers to return to the base. From the top of this castle, you can see parts of the old town and beautiful panoramic views of Al-Ula town. My guide was awesome, very knowledgeable, helpful, and courteous. I therefore recommend taking a round of the old town with an officially appointed guide. I also take this opportunity to thank my guide for making our tour amazingly comfortable and informative. I would be happy to name her, but since I could not take her permission, I refrain myself doing so to protect privacy and identity. Next, I'll take you to the other part of Old Town, which is close to this place, maybe just a few kilometers. To visit there, you need to go via Orange Path, where you can also see orange orchards and natural beauty. While visiting this part of the old town, you will pass through orange gardens, ruins of old homes made of bricks and mud, agricultural fields and mountains, which add to the beauty of this place. The beautiful blue sky and the shining sun that you can admire here, and if I have to say anything to see this beauty, then I will say like this. The sky is a mansion built by nature, where spirits are clothed in radiance and in their immortal rest. This is the habitation that is planned by nature, and the resting clouds is scattered in the sky, occupying eternal peace, love, and admiration for the humankind. Okay, now let's enjoy some beautiful views around Ula town. This tour of Ula has now come to an end. I hope you have enjoyed it thoroughly. Before saying goodbye, I want to ask you to please subscribe to my channel and give it a like or leave a comment. Please feel free to share it with my permission. I'll be back soon with another interesting video on some other interesting place. Until then, please stay safe and healthy, and thank you so much for watching.